that she found in having older parents — her mother was 46 when she was born, and her father 10 years older — was that they were overprotective and old school in all their views of the world. Both from New York families, venerable and distinguished, but with diminished funds, they wanted Darcy to live in their own familiar world, but she was of an entirely different generation and mindset. She was an independent, free-thinking young woman, and her parents' lofty literary world held no appeal for her. It seemed like a relic of the past. In their dreams for Darcy, they imagined her following a path similar to their own, working for 10 years as a writer or editor in publishing, and marrying someone like them one day, with the same goals and interests. Instead, Darcy had met Charles Gray in her junior year at Princeton, through a mutual friend. 10 years older than she, not long out of Columbia Business School, Charlie was following his own unusual dreams and was determined to make his mark in the world of retail fashion, where he could see there were fortunes to be made. His ideas were exciting and made sense to Darcy. She hadn't found her own career path yet, but she was sure that he would go far with the plans he explained to her. She loved how modern and ambitious he was. They had in common the fact that they were both only children of older parents who had set ideas for them. Charlie's parents were originally from Boston. His father was in banking, and his mother had never worked. His parents couldn't understand his fascination with the world of retail and would have preferred to see him go into banking like his father. Charlie wanted to own department stores, which made no sense to his parents. Both sets of parents felt strongly that Darcy and Charles should seek solid jobs working for other people, for salaries they could count on, that their romance could simmer for a decade, and that they should not rush into anything. Youth won out in the end. Charlie proposed to Darcy the Christmas of her senior year, and despite their parents' reservations, they were married in June. Their parents were shocked even further when Darcy got pregnant on their honeymoon with the twins. In their parents' opinion, they were moving with lightning speed without careful planning. The other thing Darcy and Charlie had in common was that they both had parents who were old-fashioned in their views of marriage. They were of a generation that was reserved, as their own parents had been and had modeled for them. They showed little emotion to each other, or even to the children they loved. Charlie and Darcy were excited by each other's bright minds and his visions for the future, but at first they were more comfortable talking business than showing overt signs of affection. They had no role models for an affectionate, playful marriage. It was a meeting of the minds, and both of them had been shy for a long time about being open with their feelings. It was their daughters who warmed them up eventually and taught them to love more openly. Both Charlie and Darcy recognized that their similar upbringing hadn't served them well in teaching them to have a loving, demonstrative relationship. It was unfamiliar to them. They loved each other deeply, but didn't show it easily. It came as no surprise to Charlie or Darcy when they lost both sets of their parents within the first decade of their marriage, in a period of 2 years. Darcy's mother was 77 and died of a heart attack in her sleep. Her father, at 87, had a stroke months later and had been in frail health for several years. Both of Charlie's parents had died of cancer at 75 and 80, and his father had had severe Alzheimer's. It left the twins without grandparents, and it had been a hard, sad 2 years as the grandparents died in rapid succession, one after the other. Charlie and Darcy supported each other through it. Their parents' final years hadn't been easy, for them or their children. It made Darcy grateful that she and Charlie had had their own children when they were at a much earlier age and were young parents. With 19-year-old daughters in college, they were younger now than their parents had been when they were born. Darcy and Charlie still had years ahead of them to have fun and enjoy their lives and pursue their careers, which they both thoroughly enjoyed. 13 years after she started the Gray Zone at 42, with a husband and twin daughters and over 1 million followers, Darcy still loved doing it. She had a widely heard voice on many subjects.